Hello, Echo Chamber. Right, it's a bit delayed video because, well, I did a video at the top of Edinburgh Waverley, the mall, and it was a nice quiet area, and then just suddenly crowds turned up, everything, and it just didn't go particularly well. Also, there's a couple of things that happened on the way home that I want to talk about. So I did another video when I got back, and that was Sunday when I got back. However, the video was just slightly too long to upload without verification, and the verification system for YouTube isn't working at the moment. So I thought I might as well just do another one, uh, just to really annoy the autofocus on this camera. Uh, so how did it go? Uh, so yeah, the last gig, the last Info Quo gig went really well. I was a bit nervous about it one way because we had practiced a bit beforehand, and we'd done the Apprentice game, our long form game, and it was rocked. It was absolutely brilliant, the best one we've ever done. I wonder if we can get what would happen when we do it. Normally it's gone not great, and then we've done a really good one. This one went really well. It actually turned out quite well as well. In the thing, we were doing something in the practice one about that ended up with time machines, and then time machines somehow came up again in the real one. It's kind of, we really should stop doing this after Doctor Who, and quite worried that we'll end up doing the same plot lines again because we couldn't really for improv, but even though nobody knows, but we didn't, so that worked out really well. Uh, then it was a really good show. I think we sort of relaxed into it after that, and really high energy. Not as much audience participation in terms of suggestions, but okay. Then a couple of drinks, and then went back to the campsite. Kind of regret not staying for the fireworks thing, but at the I wanted to actually just hit 10 gigs. Turned out I miscounted. I forgot that I'd done a promo gig earlier, so I got 11 gigs. Was going to do a bit of stand up. Ended up being quite a quiet room, not really stand up, quite relaxed. It might have been more tense in the campsite than had been ever so been there, but I think everyone was out in town, so I just did a couple of blues songs and some Eagles. Uh, so looking back over Edinburgh, what do I think? Well, it's an amazing experience. Things I'm glad I did. Edinburgh. Glad I didn't actually take any jeans, because while they're heavy and they don't, and it's not the weather for them, they just stay wet. When they're taking walking trousers, they're better. Uh, and glad I took some time off to go and see some things. Didn't see as much as I wanted to, but still taking time away from. If you're interested in the original video, there's lots of pointing. Oh, castle. Oh, train. Oh, bridge. Oh, industry. But no, I can't do that today. Uh, so lots of just taking time away. It's one important thing. It's one of the bonuses of being in a big sort of group, is you can just take time off from doing stuff. And so, right, what else have we got? The sorry, Star Trek Generations is on now. I really should have turned it off while I'm watching, doing this. It's the little lighty thing that I bought from Go Outdoors, which basically looks like a bulb. You stick a couple of you could stick a couple of batteries in it, and it's decent light, and it's really helped make things a lot easier camping when you've got a decent light and you're not using a head torch all the time. And it's really lightweight, and it's all got a little remote control as well. That was good. Yeah. What really helped us, I mean, we always knew the show was good, but in terms of marketing, I think having an idea, clear idea, even though we weren't in the main Fringe book, we still got a lot of publishing, a lot of things coming in. So next time, aiming just and having a clear idea and sticking to that clear idea really helps. There's a couple of shows that things you keep seeing all these, oh, this is a great stand up, this is stand up, free stand up. There's so many stand ups who are just doing things, and unless you've got a clear idea of what you're doing, you're not going to bring people in, and also you'll stick to doing what you're doing. Because there's a couple of shows I saw advertised, one of which I heard about what's happening, one of which I'm assuming might happen, but I don't know. The one that I heard was Curious Case of the Gay in the Nighttime, and the one I think probably a similar one is A Few Good Gen. Curious Case of a Gay in the Nighttime used all its advertising things cottoned onto Curious Case and Dog in the Nighttime. You see the posters and everything. It was not straight stand up. It was a stand up show, simple stand up show, and the guy was getting more and more annoyed apparently that people were coming expecting a Curious Case, something take off the Curious Case of the Dog in the Nighttime, and it just wasn't. It was just his stand up, and he just thought, oh, that's a good pun, that's a good word play. I might as well use that. And problem is, he wasn't doing the show to people that he thought the show that he was doing wasn't the thing that the audience were hoping for. I think Few Good Gen again had a lot the good pun, Few Good Men pun. All the advertising material was A Few Good Men, so I don't quite know what that was going to be. Would that be the same? But it's one thing sort of getting people in, but then if you're not doing the show that you expect people to be doing, it's another thing. Right. So what else? Yeah, Kirk's just dying now. Right at the end of Generations. Things I should have done. I regret not having the camera with me, but I did bounce my lens, so I'd only had the telephoto with me rather than the wide angle, so it wouldn't have been particularly helpful. But hopefully next time I've got the camera with me. Did take the walking pose, but only did it out of half of the seat, and you don't need it for half the seat really. Well, not if you're not using a backpack, so that was fine. Shouldn't really have taken that. I think I did do the whole taking 2 sleeping bags and 2 roll mats thing, which bulks up a huge amount of what I'm doing, but is quite nice for comfort for me, for comfort wise. Though the second sleeping bag mainly you got using an extra pillow. And yeah, could have extra shirts because I think I was doing some cool character pieces and didn't doing them. Wanting to go back is knowing I'm doing this earlier, getting 5-minute sets, sort of videoed and stuff like that, and then also being able to apply for more things beforehand to do some extra pop-up gigs and stuff like that. Enjoyed doing the campsite, that was really quite helpful. Right, it's just come up to about 8 minutes, so I need to really finish it. Right, what was really nice working with the group, I think our flying technique really worked quite well. The last day there's a lot of people came in with flyers more than they ever had during the rest of the Fringe, so flying has been worth it. Kinda. Right. Then sort of minor tram ran. They came back and they got the tram back from Manchester. One nice thing about the Manchester trams is the button to open the door. You can press it as you come into stage, and it's tactile. There's a little click. Whereas the Edinburgh Trams, you press the button coming in and it doesn't do anything. But there's no sort of tactile movement between that tells you you've actually pushed it properly. Just the lights change something, so it's not that. It's not as nice. You need a tactile click on a button. Tactile click on a button. Anyway, so I got into Waverley and there's a charter train coming in, and so I got to watch a Black 5 come and pile a load of smoke onto me. Yay! That's fun, isn't it? I was doing a run down to the Borders line, and then train back. Now, Sunday, end of the Fringe, Edinburgh Tattoo, end of the Fringe. Transpennine Express is the only Transpennine service that runs out of Waverley. Also, why Transpennine? Really? I mean, it was a cross-country service, and it could be worse. It could be Northern, but we don't actually go across the Pennines. especially the Manchester to Glasgow one. Don't go across the Pennine at all. Right. But it was sitting there for about 20 minutes, half an hour. The saw it arrive and then trying to get some food. Where have all the trolleys gone in stations these days? Got two big holdalls and a rucksack. Really difficult to get around without smashing into people. Would love a trolley. And yeah, 4-car train. By the time they opened up the doors, about 10 minutes before, 5-10 minutes before the train, everyone was queuing around. Then you've got all the people who've got on who just want to get back to the stations along the line, and all the people who booked tickets. So the people who dashed on without the booked seats, and then the people with the booked seats are then trying to get past them. No luggage room apart from the overheads in that carriage. People were once I finally got them around and trying to put holdalls in places and whatever. People were standing but there was barely any standing room coming out of Waverley. Then another bunch of people tried to get on the Haymarket, which I'm quite glad I didn't get off the bus and try and just jump on a Haymarket, because that would have been ridiculous. People were standing Lockerbie, people were standing Carlisle, people were standing to Lancaster at least, having got on at Edinburgh. Ridiculous. I know that there's not a huge amount of rolling stock lurking around, but they've got reduced service on a Sunday to Glasgow, so surely there should be something extra you can put onto the Edinburgh trains. And she's won about nationalisation, or when there was sort of bigger rail companies, that there was a lot spare amount of rolling stock. I know it's a problem for the line in the Glasgow, because they're the only electric ones that the Transpennine have, and they're the only ones fast enough to be able to run on those time slots on the west coast. But I mean, nationalisation, things like that, you would have some spare rolling stock from somewhere else and been able to pull it in. Like Virgin used to do with the Pretendolino, and be able to stick an extra train for things like football and whatever. But there might have been an extra spare, but there was no room at all on that train. Ridiculous. They made a big thing about you've got to clear off, because if you've got the wrong time ticket, you'll be charged full fare. You can't even stand in first class when you got a first class ticket, which I think is a bit unfair, given how little standing room was in the rest of the damn train. No ticket collectors actually came around anyway. So that was a bit of a waste of time. But I'm so glad I had my reserve seat. Otherwise, there would have been big issues. Though all the stuff I had brought for activities to do on the train, I couldn't get because they were in my rucksack, which was stuck at the top, and I didn't have enough time to move around. So I really should have thought about more of that. But then again, so should Transpennine. I got back, and well, it's been a great experience. And so let's just go back to the Eagles song for one moment. Did take it to the limit one more time. And its term starts tomorrow. So yay. I'll upload this now. Keep on bouncing.